I'm guessing that if I asked people in our community what they thought of korbanot, of sacrifices, that most people would respond by saying either something like, sacrifices are ancient and do not relate to our times, or more emphatically, sacrifices are a primitive form of worshiping God. In a class on tefillah, on prayer for the past few months, a group of us studied how the rabbis borrowed the biblical model of sacrifices to provide the structure for the timing of our tefillot, of modern prayer services. We compared the similarities and differences of prayer and sacrifices. Both prayer and sacrifices have the main goal of connecting with God. Yet there are major differences. Prayer can take place anywhere, whereas sacrifices happen only in one central place. Prayer requires thought and reflection, where that is not required for sacrifices, or at least most of the time. Prayer comes from the heart. Prayer has the potential to be universal, in that anyone can pray to God. Sacrifices are different. They require a central institution, to be a part of community. Sacrifices require us to give something from ourselves. And while sacrifices do cost money, there are varying levels of sacrifices, so that any person who wants can offer a sacrifice. In this sense, sacrifices offer two things that prayer does not. One, that we give something of ourselves, and two, sacrifices do not require fluency in Hebrew or liturgy. Sacrifices are universal, accessible to anyone. One of the most important rituals today that recalls sacrifices and also has a universal call to give is the Passover Seder, the Pesach Seder. Interestingly, the Korban Pesach, the Passover sacrifice, was the only sacrifice that was allowed and encouraged to be performed outside of the temple precinct. Rabbi Russo teaches that the Seder instructs us to begin by looking out for the needs of our immediate family. The Pesach ritual starts small, but then zooms out and treats everyone in the world as if they are family. While we do not offer a Korban Pesach anymore, it remains the paradigm for envisioning a ritual when we first focus on our nuclear family and then broaden our scope by viewing every person as a part of our global family. As we all cram and plan for Pesach, we at Anshe Emet are partnering with Or Tzedek, Moishe House, and Bright Star Church to celebrate a Hunger Seder. On Sunday, March 17th, we are going to Bright Star to relive parts of the Seder and talk about major issues of hunger today. This ritual will be one that will certainly not feel arcane and primitive, but rather one that brings to life major issues in our world today and will open up a space for every one of us to make a difference. We hope that you will join us as we take the model of the sacrifice of the Pesach Seder, we relive it today in a Seder that is accessible and open to everyone, and that we zoom out and look out for every human being as we try and make a difference. Shabbat Shalom.
שירו לדושם שיהיה חודש, שירו לדושם כל הארץ, שירו לדושם ברכו שמו